everyone, it's Dee from Waiparakuri Soaps. Today, because I already made a soap this week, midweek, I thought this weekend I would just make some melt and pour embeds and soap. I've sort of had this idea for a charity soap where all the proceeds of the soap would go to my intended charity, and the charity I've picked is the Pink Ribbon Breast Cancer Awareness charity. Now it's not for a few months, but I thought, well, I've got the idea for the soap buzzing around in my head, I'd sort of do some preparation and make some embeds. So I've started already with these little gumballs which are flesh coloured. They're actually going to once they're on the soap, be breasts, and so I'm about to make another batch of the gumballs, and then after that I will be painting nipples on them. I'm also going to make the pink ribbon with melt and pour. I'm going to just try and actually pour a thin layer inside my mould over here, putting glycerin into the soap to make it malleable, and then just do the pink ribbon twist, so that also can go on top of my cold process soap. So this is cool enough to pour now, so I'll pour these in. And I always struggle getting the right amount in here, because I find that if you underfill it, you end up with a wee pocket underneath, and if you overfill it, you can always cut the soap off at the bottom. So I'm just using standard melt and pour. I've used a bit of red colourant and yellow to make the breast colour, and because there'll be 2 per slice, and I usually make an 8 slice loaf. These 18 should be plenty, so I'll just let those set up. So now I'm going to actually darken the remainder of this here to a darker pink, more in line with the pink ribbon icon colour. I'm just going to use a little bit of juicy pink mica from Pure Nature, and a little bit of the red there to bring up that colour a little bit. Okay, I'm back. This is a lot looser now after a bit of a heat up, so I want it nice smooth pouring for when I pour it into the mould, because I want it nice and straight and flat. I'm using one of my star moulds just to do the ribbon flat bit, so I'll just see how this goes. Don't want it too thick. And you probably can't see it on camera, but the pearlescence in the mica is showing up on top as well, which is looking very nice. And also you'll see in my mould I've got these little embeds. I'm going to make some melt and pour soaps. I found this really cool. It's nice, actually, an ice cube mould. At the Eco Shop here in Christchurch, which is basically anything that's dropped off at the dump that can be recycled or reused or repurposed goes to the shop. And when I saw this, I think I got it for $1. I thought it was a great wee score. It makes little embeds like that. It looks like Tetris game pieces. And I've done lots of different colours. Initially I used the white melt and pour because that's all I had at the time, but I think when I do it again I'll use the clear so we can get some nice bright colours rather than the pastel colours that we've got here. I also used it to make the Turkish Delight pieces that I put on my Turkish Delight soap. So I just made up a tray of it and then just cut them into individual squares like this. And then I pop it on my Turkish Delight and it looks good enough to eat. Right, now I need to wait for that to solidify up enough for me to be able to pull it out of the mould. So I will bring you back for the making of the bows. Hi, I'm back. It's been about 20 minutes, I suppose. This is the embed. Oh, let's get that on camera for you. This is the embed that I've made. I did two because I'm not too sure whether to go long ways or that way. So this one's a thinner one, so I'm going to try going this way for the ribbon length. So I want to see how this works. Now, the idea is to gently shape it into the ribbon, and that didn't work. I think the angle's too acute. Okay. I'll try lengthways. I'll try using the warmth of my hands to shape it into the shape I want. Maybe that I've left it too long. But we live and learn. Oh, no, that's starting to break again. Okay. Well, perhaps no. Well, perhaps I need to add a little bit more glycerin. So I'm going to go and do a take two. Be back in a tick. Okay, I'm back. I've remelted the melt and pour and I have re-poured it. I'm going to have another go. This is still quite warm and soft. So hopefully this time it will work. So, need to very gently okay, so it is moulding better than before. But I don't know. Oh, it's starting to crack a bit. Don't know whether I like it that size or not, so I'm going to try a longer piece. I'm just trimming off the little bit that's a little bit higher. And have a go with this longer piece. Okay, that's better, I think. Now, I'll need to hold that there for a wee bit until that sets up. But basically, I have my breast cancer awareness ribbon. So I'll just keep moulding these and bring you back when I'm done. Okay, I'm back. I've finished my little toppers for my breast cancer awareness soap that I'll be doing a little bit later to raise money for breast cancer. Made the wee pink ribbons and some sets of boobies to go on top of the soap. You'll get to see how the soap turns out when I make it. Okay, on to the next melt and pour project. Hi there, in case you're wondering what I did with the leftover soap for the I used for the pink ribbon, I've actually just popped what was left, remelted what was left, popped it into my standard silicone mould. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a curl embed that I can use in another soap another time. So it's just a matter of working it gently so you get the curl without the actual soap breaking. And it's getting a bit dark, so I'm going to put some extra light on. There we go. Yep. Right, so I'm not going to force it to go any longer there. I left it probably a bit light to start moulding. Oh, I hate that. Something caught in the... So that's the curl. I'll use that in a soap sometime. And on to the next project. Hi everyone, I'm just backfilling these Tetris soaps here that I've put the embeds in face down so that the tops will be at the top of the soap, and I've just got some clear mountain pour with a bit of pink mica in it, and I will pour that over. Yeah, no, it's a good temperature, and they'll make up some nice mountain pours for those kids or geeks out there who like the idea of having a Tetris soap. So just need to tidy this one up a little bit. Mountain pour on that one. Now in the last 3 cavities I will use a blue mica for the boys, because boys don't tend to like pink. Now this soap's it's unscented, just so you never know what allergies kids might have, or skin sensitivities. So this is just pure glycerin soap, and a little bit of colour, skin safe colour, and in the form of mica, and a glycerin colour for the embeds, with no fragrances other than the fragrance of the soap itself. So I'll just place a few embeds in this one here. So I just randomise where I'm going to put my wee pieces. So it kind of looks like the actual game screen of the Tetris. And I try and put at least one colour, or one of each colour, in the soap. Need a blue. Missing an orange. Okay, this one here. So I mean, it's a fairly easy soap to make. Just making the embeds, of course, in the Tetris mould, and then just popping them in face down into the cake mould, and just pouring over melt and pour to make it all set and gel together. The tricky part is probably getting all the pieces to fit. So I don't know if you ever remember playing Tetris, but the game can be just as challenging as putting this soap together. get the lines to finish. There we go. Right, I'm just going to cut up some melt and pour. I'll come back for the colouring and the pouring. Hi there, I'm back to do the blue Tetris soap. The micro I've used is called Iridescent Blue, and it is very iridescent. What I didn't tell you is that when you're trying to get it out and you get it all over you, I've had to have a bit of a clean up. This is about the good temperature to pour, so I'm just going to pour onto these other ones, and then that will be these done for now. Now, I did spray those earlier, but I should have really sprayed them again. It looks like I might not quite have enough to do the 3. It's sometimes hard to judge when you're using embeds. So I'll need to melt up a little bit more. Okay, be right back. Okay, I've got those all poured now, so I'm just going to wait for these to harden up. Then I will unmold them and show you what they look like. Centre. Hey everyone, I'm back. I've just unmolded the soaps. They're a little bit messy, but I'll clean those up with a bit of over pour. That's the pink one, and there's the blue one. Well, that's it for me today. This is Dee from Waipatakuri Soap signing off, and we'll see you next time.